Our national insider on baseball is USA Today's great Bob Nightingale back on Coast to Coast. You know, you're out there in Phoenix, and they've had like 105 or something straight days over a C note in the temperatures. It's just constantly a microwave oven out there. It's crazy. But the Diamondbacks have not been playing well. They're winning today. They look like they're going to win today and finally get a game at the Black Hole in Colorado at Coors. It's not over yet, but they're up 6-2, and they've been up. They were up 6 runs. Is this just a bad little stretch funk for them, or is it something more serious? Because like over the last 2.5 months, they played great baseball and put themselves in position to be a dynamic team in the playoffs again.
Yeah, they're just going through a little funk. That's it. And they were playing out of their minds for a while. They were bound to cool off. And the pitching's been a little shaky. I mean, but you're still great pitchers with the fresh arms because these guys have missed some time this year. And who knows, it's not like they know they're going to make the playoffs. It's like, if you think about it, they may be better off being the number 6 seed, playing the Brewers first round like a year ago, rather than going to San Diego or even having the Padres come to Phoenix. I think the Brewers would be the long shot in National League. And I think anybody would rather face the Brewers, nothing against the Brewers, but you'd probably rather face the Brewers than the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, I mean, the Padres are no joke, and they're playing a day game today. I think it starts at like, 3:40 or something in the West. And that's a great game today out there at Petco. And they've been on the same kind of tear as Arizona has for the last couple of months. They've been amazing.
They have a dangerous team, deepest, best bullpen in baseball, playing great. I mean, they slashed that payroll. They dumped Soto. Guys leave as a free agent like Snell and Hader, and they're a better team. I mean, now they come back, and they're dangerous. They're a much more complete team now than they've been in years. Obviously, they never won a World Series before. They think this could be the year.
So Scooble goes tonight for Detroit at the K in Kansas City against Marsh and the Royals. He really has been phenomenal. 16-4 with a 2.5 ERA, a 0.94 WHIP, 214 Ks. He's only walked 33 guys all year. He's going to win the Cy Young. But more importantly, they're a game and a half out. If Cleveland could win tonight at home over Minnesota and Skubal can win in Kansas City, they'd be staring at, they'd really be sniffing it now at a half game out. Tonight is huge for them with their ace on the mound.
It is. I heard you talking about Skubal before. The one place where he struggles pitching is Kansas City. He's got a career, I think, over 6 ERA at that place for whatever reason. He's a definite Cy Young Award winner. He'll be unanimous. But it's amazing. That's the one place that drives him crazy. So we'll see. Hey, KC better start turning around, or they may miss the playoffs. But you're right. Here's Detroit. They give up completely at the trade deadline, dump their guys, dump Jack Flaherty, and now they're playing lights out. You wonder what would have happened if they kept Flaherty. Would they have made the playoffs?
So why do you think he struggles so badly in that ballpark? It's not like a hitter, which might have a sight line, picking the ball up, coming off the hand, the release point of a backdrop in a ballpark. I could see that. I really don't, frankly, understand what is so hard about a guy throwing strikes and working his stuff on the dish. I don't get why guys are jinxed in certain ballparks, but I guess it just happens.
Yeah, you see it all the time. It's almost like a Devers, Rafael Devers, Garrett Cole thing. Why can't Cole get out Devers? Why does he give up? I'm sure it gets, in your head and psychological. Royals are a nice team. They do have a nice home field advantage there. Bobby Witt is much better at home than the road. But yeah, just one of those mind-boggling things is why does he struggle? He's a young pitcher, but why does he struggle so much at Kauffman Stadium? So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Hinch has done a great job in Detroit, and I think it's gone unnoticed. I don't even think people realize that's where he is after Houston, after suspensions, after trash cans, after everything else, he is really starting to win again like he used to in Houston.
Yeah, it's been a while. People kind of saying what's happening here. You're supposed to turn things around. It hasn't worked. Hey, a lot of those guys, young guys now, were by the previous regime, Al Avila. They're kind of his guys, and now they've stepped up. There wasn't any pressure, particularly after giving up at the trade deadline. Those young guys have played well. So no matter what happens, I mean, it's still a long shot to make the playoffs. Remember now, they lose a tiebreaker against the Twins. So even though they're 1.5 out, they're really 2.5 out. Hey, people are going to be picking them to win that Central Division next year.
So, Bob, I was in Vegas at the Canelo fight on Saturday. I was there, and I was talking to my buddy about they're tearing down the Trop like in early October. It's coming in a few days. They're going to implode the building. They've already gutted it. It's sitting there all empty and everything like a shell. It looks like something you'd see in Ukraine after the Russian bombings. It's just this giant shell of a casino, right? And I said to my buddy, I said, they're going to tear it down. They're going to start building the new ballpark. I said, is baseball going to work in Las Vegas? You know what he said to me? He said, of course it will. It's only going to have 30,000 seats. It's a city of entertainment. 30,000 is nothing. And tourists come there, they party, they want to do things, they want to go to shows, they want to go to hockey games, they want to go to Raider games, they want to go to baseball games. He thinks the small, intimate ballpark they're building will work. Do you buy that?
I don't. I think it's going to be a failure there. And the reason I say that is I live in Phoenix. It's the fourth, fifth largest city in the country. It has trouble surviving here. Same temperature and everything else. They got a retractable roof, so it's comfortable watching a game. But to your point, I don't see people flying to Vegas in the summertime and you're hanging by the pool, going to clubs and things like that. The last thing I want to do is go see a ball game. You can go see it in your own city. I just don't see people flocking to the ballpark there. It's different with hockey and it's smaller schedule. Certainly different for the Raiders. If the NBA comes there, which I think they will, I think it'll work there. I just don't know about baseball in Las Vegas.
So a lot of big shots on TV are rambling on about how they think the Yankees are going to win the pennant. Do you believe that they're that good, that they're just going to waltz through the playoffs? I don't believe for 1 minute that they're that much better than anybody else.
I don't either. I'll take the field for sure. If you ask me right now, who would be the favorite to win the pennant, I might go right back to the Astros again. They've been to 7 straight ALCSs. They know how to win. Got a much better bullpen than the Yankees. Got a deeper rotation than the Yankees. Kyle Tucker's back. He's fresh. Alvarez is a monster. And, of course, you still have Altuve and Bregman. So we'll see. Now, I think the Astros could give them fits. And that's a team that always seems to beat them come crunch time.
So do you believe that and I have a minute, that the Braves are not going to make the playoffs?
I think they will. I know they're 2 games back. We're talking right now. They know how to win this time of year. I know they're banged up and everything else. Remember, next week, they got 3 games in Atlanta. So, they got to win at least 2 of those 3, if not sweep the series. But Atlanta wins this time of year. The Mets don't win this time of year. We'll see what happens. Big weekend with the Mets having to play the Phillies.
So you almost think the Mets are going to be the ones that choke?
Yeah, a nice second half for everything else. I hate to call it a choke, but I don't think they make it. I know they got 2-game lead. I'll still pick Atlanta. They know how to win this time of year. The Mets have never proven they can win this time of year.